Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Kris, and you're watching
Thanks, We Hate It with Alex and Kris. 1960s. Hell yes. This was a crazy decade.
Yeah, there's like beach movies, there's slasher movies, there's...
It's a hot mess of
rebellion
weird
movies, like, yeah.
Alright, let's just dive right in because what a fucked up time to be alive in the 60s. Alright, number 5. I'm just gonna include Roger Corman's Edgar Allan Poe films as a collective. I can't pick one or the other.
I refuse. See, I saw them keep coming up, and I was like, I love them. Like, I can't. I like Roger Corman. I like Edgar Allan Poe. I like the cheesy. I can't.
I love Roger Corman, and Roger Corman, again, very important to the horror genre. Absolutely, he has a lot of importance, and I love Edgar Allan Poe. But I thought the films were shit.
They are.
I mean, obviously they are, but like they weren't the fun shit to me. They were boring shit.
I had fun.
No, I couldn't get behind them. All of them just had the same themes and had the same set design and had the same. It's like
I will agree there. They all do look alike. Yeah.
It's all the vintage Victorian stuff, which obviously it's Edgar Allan Poe. Obviously. You need to have something like that, but it was just one thing after another, and it was the same shit, different movie, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so I couldn't get behind them.
I loved them all. I don't care. I have them all on DVD. I have the collection.
Hell yeah. I mean, hey. All right.
All right. So I'm taking another big swing here. For the 70s, I swung big and started with The Omen. For the 60s, I'm going to swing big and start with Rosemary's Baby.
That's on my list, too!
Yay! What number do you have it on?
I have that shit on... I have that shit on, like, number 3.
Okay. Well, we'll share. It's fine. 1968. It's got an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, so we are clearly in the minority here. For me, I know it's a classic and all. I found it not at all scary. At all. So as a kid, I watching this movie, I thought it was just completely stupid, and I've seen it as an adult, and I didn't change my mind. It is stupid. I hate this movie.
No, I'm 100% in agreement with that. I don't know what it is about Rosemary's Baby, but I just thought that shit was boring.
It tries to go for the psychological horror, and I think it just falls a little short. Like, you get that it's supposed to be psychological horror, you get that is it in her head, is it not, is it, but I'm sorry, I found Mia Farrow annoying in this movie.
Oh, did you really?
I did. I found her annoying. I like Mia Farrow. I have nothing against Mia Farrow.
I think she's great.
But in this movie, I don't know if it was her voice. Like, I don't know. She just annoyed me in this movie.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, just the whole tone of it, in my opinion, like, the whole tone was just drab. And it wasn't, there wasn't even, like, an undertone of just, like, this is slightly terrifying.
Right.
Like, it was just boring as fuck. And plus, like, Roman Polanski can eat a dick. Like,
several.
Yeah, like, Roman Polanski is a fucking piece of shit. And I'm sorry, like, I have a huge problem watching his films in general. So that's also another reason why Rosemary's Baby can fucking burn in hell. Like,
well, there's that, too.
Yeah, no, I hated it.
But the characters suck. Yeah, like...
It was boring.
I don't know. And her husband, like, I hated her husband. I can't remember who played her husband, but I hated him from, like, the beginning. There was no devil cult needed to hate this guy. Like, I don't know.
Yes, of course.
And then they added the devil cult, and you're like, well, he was kind of a dick already.
Like, doesn't shock me.
Yeah, and then the baby, it just, I hate it. And this movie is why I don't talk to my neighbors. Like... Honestly. I mind my business. They mind their business. We all live happily, separately. Like,
leave it at that.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, you all can like Rosemary's Baby. I do not like Rosemary's Baby.
Nope, I concur.
All right, so number 4.
Number 4. Here we go. I am going to talk about Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh my God, don't stop now!
I am really partial to musicals, and I grew up as a theater kid, so
you're like the Rick Moranis one.
Of course!
I love the Rick Moranis
one. Of course! Rick Moranis, oh my God.
I love that movie.
Dude, I love Little Shop of Horrors. The musical, like in the 1980 film, like, oh my God. Like, What a great fucking film, guys. What an amazing masterpiece that is.
I know why you put... Yeah, I can get why you would put the 60s one on here.
So, of course, the 60s one, it's, again, a little bit of a bias because I saw the musical first. And then I watched the old one and I was like, fuck this. You know? So I was like, where's Rick Moranis? And where's Audrey too? Like, where is, you know...
Where's everything I love?
Right, like, where's the fun, you know? And that's the thing, like, Little Shop of Horrors, like, with Rick Moranis, like, it was just so much fun. And it, you know, it incorporated, like, just enough horror. And just a tad amount for me to be like, oh, fuck yeah. Yes. You know, this is definitely, my jam. This is a horror musical, in my opinion, in my eyes.
It is.
You know, so I couldn't really regress back to the 1960s.
With no songs, no fun.
I understand the source material, and I understand, obviously, if it wasn't made in the 60s, we wouldn't have the 80s one necessarily. But I couldn't stomach it.
Well, this is a case of them remaking it and doing it better. Which is what we ask. If you're going to remake something or redo it or give your version of it, make it a better version than the original, and that's what they did.
Perfect example of that.
Yep.
They killed it.
Yep. I kind of want to watch it. I got the songs floating.
Yeah, I know. Yep. Oh, fuck, man. I love that movie, and I love the musical. I love everything about it. Yep. But that's all I had.
I'm with you. All right, so... my number 4, okay, I don't know how many people have seen this movie, but it's called The Horror of Party Beach.
Oh.
It's from 1964. It has a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience score. But when Stephen King is quoted as saying, quote, an abysmal little wet fart of a film, I have to find it and watch it. I just do. So...
abysmal wet fart.
Right.
Just hearing, I want to hear Stephen King say wet fart.
Yeah. So thankfully, for me, Mystery Science Theater featured this movie, and that's how I saw it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
It's about sea monsters basically attacking girls at, like, parties and stuff. Like, I don't know. And people keep going to the beach even though murders are happening. Like, it's stupid. It's poorly done parody. It's clearly trying to parody, you know, like the beach movies and all that stuff and put a horror twist on it, but it's badly done. Full of cliches. The dialogue's super bad. The acting's super bad.
Just the horse shit dumpster fire all around.
Here's how you're gonna best get a sense of what this movie is. When the director of this movie, Del Tenney, died, his local newspaper compared him to Ed Wood.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think Ed Wood may have been a slightly better filmmaker than Del Tenney because,
no.
Yeah.
That's really sad to hear.
I know.
Fuck.
I don't know. If I died and they compared me to Ed Wood, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
I think, oh my god, dude. Dude, I would be coming back in spirit like, this is my fucking legacy.
Pin this to my gravestone.
I'd be so proud of that accomplishment. I'd be so proud.
Right. So that gives you a sense of what this movie is like. It's like an Ed Wood film.
A Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah, if you've seen Plan 9 from Outer Space, then you get it. It's that level of bad.
All I can just remember is the fucking... When Tim Burton made the life, like, he made Ed Wood, right?
Right,
he made the movie. You
God,
know?
I love that movie.
And it's so fucking great. It's so fucking funny. All I remember is anytime I think anything Ed Wood, I just think of that scene where they're filming, like, on a street and the cops are coming and they're like, we don't have a permit. Run!
Run! Anyone in indie film has been there.
You know. If you know, you know, guys. And I've been in situations like that where I'm like, guys, we gotta go.
Run!
Yeah, we gotta go because we do not have a fucking permit.
Grab the equipment and run.
If you know, you know.
Right. We've all been there.
Yep.
I love Ed Wood so much. But yeah, so House of Party Beach, or The Horror of Party Beach, yeah. Again, thank you, Mystery Science Theater. Honestly, a lot of the movies that are on my list are going to come from me seeing them on Mystery Science Theater. So I may remember them a little bit more better because of the humor like slant that was added to it.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's my number 4.
I love it. All right. Fair. Well, we already did my number 3.
Okay, so I'll go number 3.
You go number 3 now.
So my number 3 is Manos, the Hand of Fate from 1966.
What? Oh, you know what? It sounds really familiar.
Manos, the Hands of Fate, 1966. 20% audience score, 0% critic score. We can start with the redundancy of the title because Manos literally translates to hands, so it's Hands, the Hands of Fate.
That's a poor title choice.
I've
never seen this.
The director was an insurance salesman who made a bet that he could make a low-budget, like super low-budget horror movie. And whether or not he succeeded, I think, is still being debated, because I wouldn't call this a horror movie.
I don't think that case would be closed, right? Is that the type of vibe?
Right, because I wouldn't. It's not scary. It's not scary.
Shit, man.
It's hilarious in a bad way, like that the filmmaker clearly didn't intend. Okay, so it was supposedly shot without sound and then dubbed over later by 3 other actors that they hired, but then never paid those actors.
Oh my god.
So fuck that.
Wow.
It was supposedly edited in 4 hours while the editors were all drunk, like falling down drunk.
Oh wow. Okay. Sure.
And at the premiere of this movie, some of the cast and crew actually fled out of embarrassment. Like, it's bad filmmaking.
I'd kill to be on that set.
Dude, it's bad filmmaking. But all I just said,
I'd kill to be there.
Please go watch this movie. Like, it is cinema history, you guys.
I really need to watch this.
They bring it up because I don't know, how many Gilmore Girls fans are out there, but Manos, Hands of Fate is one of the movies that they bring up as, like, a horrible movie that they love. And that's when I was like, because I would watch Gilmore Girls, and if I didn't get one of their references, I would have to look it up. And so I looked up Manos, Hands of Fate and to watch it, and I'm like, oh yeah. I see now. Yeah. So please, despite everything I just told you about this movie, please go watch it.
I'm gonna have to give that a shot, because I've never seen it. I've kind of heard blips about it here and there, but no, never seen it. I'm gonna watch it.
Please do. It's so bad.
Hell yeah.
It's so bad. Like, it looks like an insurance salesman made it. Like, it's bad.
Awesome. Fuck. Oh man, I gotta watch it now. Hell yeah.
Oh, it's bad. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, last 2 on my list are both Alfred Hitchcock. So I may or may not get some shit for this. Actually, it's not even a matter of may or may not. I'm going to get shit for this.
Depends on which movie it is.
Well, alright, my number 2 is gonna be Psycho.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
I don't agree at all.
Yeah.
I don't agree at all. It's great filmmaking.
Listen. I don't disagree with that. This was a very monumental film. This was very important in horror and thriller cinema. I understand its importance, and I understand it 100% belongs where it was great for when it was made, and it blew a lot of people's minds, and I mean, clearly it did, because there was a lot of people who couldn't fucking go in the shower without
My
fearing,
mother.
without fearing that they were gonna get fucking, stabbed. So again, I get the impact it had, and I understand how important it is. But I really fucking hate Alfred Hitchcock, like, just as a filmmaker in general. Yeah, he's a piece of shit person.
He really is. He really is.
But I just really don't like his films.
I can get past that, though, because I love Psycho so much. I do. I love it. I love Rear Window. I love most of his movies. Mm-hmm. He is a piece of shit. When his Funko Pop, because I'm collecting all the director Funko Pops, but when his Pop came out, and it was even cool, they made it in black and white. I said, I don't want it. I refuse to buy it. I won't support him. But his contribution to film cannot be understated. He helped create horror into what it is. He helped shape psychological horror. He's helped shape a lot of the what's become cliche in horror is he first did it. There's no excuse for the way he treated Tippi Hedren. There's no excuse for any of the other stories that have come out about him. But I cannot take away from him that he made good movies. Yeah, I think the thing with me and Alfred Hitchcock is I just kind of pretend he's not part of it because I do love the movies so much because that's my genre. Like the mystery, the tension, the suspense, the psychological stuff, that is like my genre. Sure. I love that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but and this is true, this is the case for a lot of people, this is the case for me with other directors and stuff, where I cannot enjoy their work because I know who they are. So your point is entirely valid, and so anybody who's hating on her for
like, listen,
for that, like, her point is valid, and it the creator can retroactively ruin the product.
Yeah, and you know, this is a perfect example of separating the art from the artist. You know, which you can do. But of course it depends on the artist, and it depends what you vibe and don't vibe with.
And it also really helps that I saw like all of his movies before I ever learned what a horrible piece of shit he is.
Yeah, so I understand.
I fell in love with the movies before I knew the man.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, that's I mean, you really summed it up nicely. And again, I'm gonna reiterate, you know, Alfred Hitchcock has had a huge impact, and you know, he's instrumental in creating a lot of modern horror and being a huge inspiration. He has his place in horror film history. Yep.
But so does Harvey Weinstein, and he's still a giant piece of shit.
Thank you. So does people like Stanley Kubrick, Victor Salva, you know,
Woody Allen,
exactly.
Roman Polanski.
Right. They are all monumental in terms of
what their contributions to cinema.
Yeah, like cinema progressions, but like they're absolute horseshit. And there are some that I can't watch. Like, I can't do it. Like, you know, previous example, we talked about Rosemary's Baby. It's kind of hard for me to watch. I have a really, really fucking hard time watching Alfred Hitchcock, obviously. Victor Salva, I have a hard time watching Jeepers Creepers. Stanley Kubrick as well. I have a really fucking hard time watching Stanley Kubrick.
I have a hard relationship with Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, like the only Stanley Kubrick film that I can like really get behind, like, I mean, of course, The Shining. Right. Of course, The Shining is a classic. But it also hurts
seeing her act terrified, knowing that she really was fucking terrified. Like, it hurts.
I don't, because to me that's like an emotional snuff film.
Right.
You know,
point.
It's an emotional snuff film, and that's really fucked up. And like, it's hard for me to watch. You know, again, I've seen The Shining a couple of times, but I'm not going to sit there and actively watch it over and over, knowing what those people went through, you know.
I did. But again, that's where one of those, I didn't know who Stanley Kubrick was. I just liked Stephen King my whole life, so yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, you know, he has his place, but I can't do it. Psycho was just...
If you want to watch The Shining, watch the TV version. The TV movie version.
Oh, yeah.
Because even Stephen King said he liked that.
It's a dumpster fire, but it's great.
Yeah. No, it's not great, or not good, but I love it. Like,
yeah, it's like dumpster fire.
Right,
great.
It's not good, but I like it.
Right. Yep.
And even Stephen King likes it, so...
He made a cameo in it.
Yeah, well, he makes a cameo in most of his stuff. Alright, so my number 2 is another one that maybe a lot of people haven't seen. It's called The Beast of Yooka Flats.
I know this one.
Have you seen it?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I didn't finish it, but I know.
It's not a... Okay, yeah. It's from 1961. It's got a Rotten Tomatoes audience score of 7%.
Guys.
Rightfully so. Maybe it should have been a little lower. Like, okay, the worst part of this movie is that it opens with, like, a suggested kind of, like, necrophilia scene that has nothing at all to do with the plot or the whole rest of the movie. Like, there's nowhere that this scene would fit. Like, it just... Why? Why does this scene exist?
Why would you do that?
Why does this scene exist?
I remembered that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just a whole lot of... What? Like my number 4 pick, I saw this movie because of Mystery Science Theater 3000. They did it. Again, it's probably why I'm remembering it being like bad funny. It's probably not bad funny. They made it funny.
Sure.
But yeah, basically, a scientist is turned into a monster through like an atomic blast or something. So it's a very simple premise, but and it's a classic in the sci-fi trope.
Oh, sure.
Like that scientist taken down by, but even with that very simple premise, like the bad filmmaking just...
Independent filmmakers in the 60s.
acting was horrible too, just so you know. Like, I don't know how this movie got put out. Like, I don't know who looked at the final draft and was like...
This is art. This is great.
Right?
Yeah. So just basically another dumpster fire.
It's a dumpster fire of a movie. Like, it starts with implied necrophilia and doesn't get better. Like...
Kind of like throwing shit at the fan and seeing how it's gonna land. Yep. I get it. Are we there? Number one
we're
already?
number one.
All right, number one. Fuck the birds.
I'm with you there.
Fuck that movie.
I don't like that movie.
That movie sucks so much ass.
I don't like any movie where they make the animals the bad guy.
Yeah, no, that's really where honestly, that's one of the biggest points I made, where it's like, I want to make, not that I made. I'm talking in past tense, like as if I already did this. Maybe because I have
maybe
traumatic
other
memories.
universe you did.
Probably. No, it's just fucking stupid. The birds are attacking people. It's only the birds. It's only them. And it's like, what? Why? Like, I know why, and I get the premise, and I understand why, they would want to make something like this, but
This is my least favorite Hitchcock, and this is the one I've probably seen the least.
Fucking dumb.
Because once I did learn the story about, this is one where I have a hard time separating, because just like with The Shining and what's her face went through, Shelley Duvall went through, knowing what Tippi Hedren went through, that they tied fucking birds to this woman, like, I can't enjoy it. Knowing that she was suffering on set does not allow me to enjoy this film.
Mm-hmm. I'm 100% there with you, and that's also another reason why I'm like, fuck this movie. It's just, it's got Birdemic vibes, and obviously Birdemic was,
worse made movie.
Way worse, but like, it was obviously a cheap imitation of, a way cheaper, like fucking dime store imitation of the birds.
Right.
But like, I don't know, man. I just didn't vibe with it. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. Maybe because it's like kind of flirting with the line of like apocalyptic creature feature type of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of flirting on that, which I already really don't care for, like again, you're right, like animals attacking or like creatures.
Yeah, you're gonna have to work hard to get my approval if your antagonist is an animal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. That's one of my that's probably the number one biggest bitch for me with this movie, where it's like, come on, like,
birds.
Right? It's like, Jesus Christ, really? Birds? So now you're gonna make everyone afraid of birds?
But I like
come on.
birds.
Exactly. Birds are good. They're good creatures. So yeah, no,
Nope, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Fuck that movie.
This movie can eat shit.
And die.
That's all I had. For fucking Alfred Hitchcock shit.
Alright, so my number one is... Okay, this movie is a literal mess. Literal mess. It's called Monster A Go-Go. It's from 1965.
That sounds awesome.
Girl, wait. I've got stories to tell you.
God,
so it's got a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience score.
I already love it.
So... It was originally started by one filmmaker under a different title, but they completely ran out of money and just abandoned the project.
Oops.
Okay? So, Herschel Gordon Lewis, godfather of gore himself. Okay? Yep. He needed a second film for a double feature, so he didn't care what the movie was. So he took what they'd already shot here and decided he was just going to finish it. Didn't matter, whatever. He couldn't get all of the actors back, so he just recast the parts. So yeah, you're watching this movie and one character is like two different people without any explanation.
No.
One of the actors that he was able to get back was obviously older. He'd let himself go. He was balding a little. He'd grown a beard. So what he did is just made that guy like his former character's brother.
Oh my god.
Right. Okay.
Oh no, Herschel, what are you doing?
The audio sucks so bad that sometimes you literally cannot hear what they're saying. It's just like mumbles. Like you cannot hear what they're saying.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. So in parts of it, the picture is overexposed, so everybody's face is just like a white spot.
No. Oh god. it's one thing if a movie's bad, like just bad in terms of theme, but it's another if it's technically bad.
So then, okay, but get this. Here's the plot, where the plot just, what?
Oh, no.
So right in the big climax of the movie, as the army or whatever is getting ready to get rid of, it's a mutated astronaut or something is the monster, I don't know. But, right as they're about, the army or whatever is about to get rid of the monster, it just disappears, and a voiceover comes on telling you that there was never any monster, and the astronaut was just lost in the ocean the whole time.
I'm sorry, what?
Right.
I have to watch this.
Okay. And yes, this was also on Mystery Science Theater 3000. This is how I saw this movie.
I have to watch this.
I would recommend watching this. These guys, they know how ridiculous this movie is.
Oh my god, that sounds awesome. I can't wait.
I know, and I cannot believe it came from Lewis, because, like I said, he's the godfather of gore.
Dude, this is the dude who made fucking Blood Feast. This is the dude who made Blood Feast? I have to watch this.
You really should. You really should. It's so bad.
Dude.
It's so bad. I think 5% on Rotten Tomatoes kind of tells you all you need to know.
Herschel, baby. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I can't fault him, though. I can't fault him.
Yeah, he didn't care. That's the thing
At least
about
he tried.
this movie. He didn't care. He took an abandoned project and just slapped some shit together and was like, cool, this is going to play after the movie I actually care about.
There you go. He tried, and I give him props for that. And considering... Right. Oh, no, Nosferatu! And considering the type of, films that Herschel Gordon Lewis did make and produce, I can't fault him because he was one of the kings of Grindhouse.
What the fuck is that ending? The monster never existed? What?
That's all in your head. It's like gaslighting the entire cast and the audience. Right. Gaslighting everybody.
There have been quotes from cast and crew of this movie who have said that it's the worst movie they've ever seen.
Fuck. I have to watch it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Shit.
This is one where I'm like, yeah, it's really bad, but please watch it for yourself, because you need to experience this.
I can't wait. Oh, God. That's going to be fun. I can't wait.
It could be on Shudder. I honestly don't know where it would be streaming. Maybe check Mystery Science Theater. Maybe it's in one, because they're on Netflix,
sure.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they have the new ones on Netflix, but I think they still have the old episodes on there, too.
Okay. I'll have to give that a shot. Yeah, but I'll have to watch it through that then.
Yeah,
cool stuff.
Yeah, because I honestly don't even know where else you would see this movie. I'm not sure how it was distributed or anything like that.
I know sometimes movies like that will be distributed on you go to the Walmart and you go to the $5 movie bin and there's
yeah, The Man with Two Brains.
Or the 12 horror movies or whatever.
I have
of
so
the 1960s.
Many of those. I do
too. As a matter of fact, I actually got some for my birthday one year that my dad bought for me because he was like, "You like horror movies, right? Here you go." And I was like, "Thanks, Dad." But no, honestly though, that was one of the best things he ever got me because that's how I discovered Undertaker and His Pals, which was the prime Grindhouse, a great template for a Grindhouse film. And it's actually my favorite Grindhouse film of all time. Yep. So that's how I got introduced to it, and you can't find Undertaker and His Pals anywhere except for that DVD that I have. So
bidding starts at $1 million.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I'm sure it's probably on a DVD compilation.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
You can find almost anything these days.
Oh sure,
unless it's literally out of print.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's our top 5 worst of the 60s. I think we represented it well.
I think so. It was a hot mess.
As were these movies.
Yes, I agree. I mean, even some of the more mainstream ones, I couldn't do it.
Yep. Nope, I hear ya. All right, so let us know down in the comments. Again,
crucified.
Again, leave her alone with her psychofic. We explained why. I think we explained why well. So
go ahead, fucking yell at me. I don't give a shit.
But yeah, let us know if you agreed. If you know of a movie that's even worse than these, because we are always interested to see really bad movies.
Please do.
Like and subscribe. Ring the bell so that you get notified of all content coming out on Notebook TV. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I got none.
All right, good night, good fight.
Go, monster, go, go, go. Say it now, go, monster, go. Go, monster, go. Oh, ah, go, monster. Monster, go.
Go to this theater to see the science fiction picture to end all science fiction pictures. Did he or didn't he? Is he a monster or isn't he? Only his space agency knows for sure, and they won't tell. When the capsule comes down without the astronaut, everyone is on the go, including who or what did come down. Monster a Go-Go. Here's the picture that grabs the screen and shakes it. The picture that makes you wonder if the Earth is coming to an end right in the theater in front of you. Never in your life have you seen such a combination of happy, sad, good, bad, rock'em sock'em action. When you walk out, you wonder what you've seen, because never has there been a motion picture like this. Monster a Go-Go, with a genuine 10-foot-tall monster to give you the whim-whams. Monster a Go-Go, with astronauts and space capsules and pretty girls, and cosmic radiation and pretty girls, and screams and pretty girls. There's something for everyone in the picture they're all talking about, the picture with Go. Monster a Go-Go.